Making contact with an extraterrestrial or multidimensional intelligence, Side A. When you deliberately set about making contact with UFO intelligences, you must be prepared to recognize that there may be certain psychological dangers in such pursuit. I'm certainly reluctant to suggest that there may be physical dangers as well, but there do exist psychological risks in regard to people who are all the time meditating and concentrating and focusing their energy upon reaching entities which they believe to be from other worlds or some other dimension. At this point in my research, I basically feel that true contact comes from a kind of process of selection that we may not ever be able totally to fathom. But by the same token, I feel that you can make yourself receptive to receive information, to receive contact from either multidimensional or extraterrestrial beings. Before outlining in detail some of the exercises and techniques that you might use to contact these various entities, I think that I must suggest that to define these entities may be very much to define the true nature of reality. I think that we tell ourselves a great deal about our very own individual purposes and goals when we declare ourselves to be deliberately attempting contact with a source of inspiration and strength outside of ourselves. If we call that source God, then of course we are seeking a higher sphere of reality. If we call that source either extraterrestrial or multidimensional beings, then it seems as though rather than seeking the Godhead or higher intelligence, we are seeking a type of physical interaction. It's as if we see ourselves as being diplomats, and we wish to establish a good relationship with the other types of intelligences and beings that may exist in the universe. I think that to say contacting an ET as part of the spiritual quest would be stretching that definition considerably. I think that deliberately to seek ETs in that particular aspect of reality is rather to try to define the farthest reaches of the physical universe. The multidimensional beings, I think, probably exist in a higher kind of sphere and quite likely have nothing to do with extraterrestrial life per se, but rather seem to be a part of what it is to be alive in a section of life on this earth plane, on this planet, in this universe. Multidimensional beings may be what we've always called angels. They may have always served that kind of function. However, if one approaches the concept of contact in a negative way, that ETs and multidimensional beings are monsters, these beings could conceivably also be known as our demons. I think one of the things that we always have to remember is that we really cannot observe reality without changing reality. As John Wheeler of Princeton University states, quote, "In some strange sense, this is a participatory universe. What we have been accustomed to call physical reality turns out to be largely a papier-mâché construction of our imagination plastered in between the solid iron pillars of our observations. These observations constitute the only reality. Until we see why the universe is built this way, we have not understood the first thing about it. We will first understand how simple the universe is when we recognize how strange it is." End of quote. I think the same thing may be true of the entire UFO mystery. It may one day be revealed to us as a remarkably simple construct when once we realize how wonderfully strange it is. And that involves our participation in our interaction as integral elements of a greater reality. Basically, what I may say now after pursuing the UFO phenomena for 30 years, I have come to the conclusion that some external intelligence has interacted with us throughout history in an effort to learn more about us, or in an effort to communicate certain basic truths and concepts to our species. I am also convinced that there's a subtle kind of symbiotic relationship which exists between humankind and those beings that we label UFO intelligences. The space brother concept is very popular and is becoming more so with the work of people who, for whatever reasons, like to see the UFO in terms of deliverance. There seems to be a great need right now for cosmic messiahs when it appears as though nuclear war is upon us, when we must face the grim specter of our having raped and plundered the Earth Mother, when we must recognize and take responsibility for the extent to which the ecological systems might give away. There seems to be a great need to believe or to hope that some E.T. saviors are going to come from the sky and take us away to a beautiful new planet. This seems to go back to the old beliefs in certain aspects of Christianity of the elect that will be saved and be taken away on the clouds by the returning energy of Jesus. I think that we who are devoted to spiritual truths believe in Christ consciousness, and we believe that Christ consciousness is always available to us on the earth plane. It may be, at this particular time in a kind of cosmic cycle, becoming more available to those who want to embark upon a life of meditation, of self-discipline, and reach out to touch and to become a part of the Christ consciousness. The idea of being taken away to another planet appears to be a hope born of desperation for many people. This also, of course, is a very convenient cop-out to remove oneself from the destructions and the anxieties of earth. I think that such a great lift-off as many people envision will not occur. Surely, I think it will not occur in the foreseeable future until humankind has demonstrated its ability to be good shepherds for its own planet. It seems totally unrealistic and illogical to imagine a higher species whisking us away at this point to foul, pollute, rape, and pillage yet another planet. If we cannot demonstrate our ability to tend our own garden, it seems unlikely that someone is going to take us away to spoil another. I think it is understandable that man always looks for deliverance. As it says in the Bible, look unto the hills, or look upward, from whence cometh thy help. I think there is the reflex action to look to the stars, from whence we know our inner being came. We are the stuff of the stars, and this great nostalgia to return becomes transformed into a desperation to escape. I think we have to balance that longing, and I think that various space brothers are entities which materialize in the form of biblical or idealistic angel-type entities to tell us that we must clean up our planet and our entire human act. The basic message of the Space Brothers has always been that we must learn to control our bad manners in our nuclear bombardments, and that we must do something about getting the planet together in harmony. I've been studying the Space Brothers for many years, and I have talked to men and women across the United States and Canada and overseas who have had the Space Brother experience. The entity's message always seems to be the same. The essential communication is to get it together on the earth plane so that humankind can enjoy some great intergalactic brotherhood. There may be a very solid truth in this. Before we may become part of the true linkage of the universe, we must truly put our own house in order. One thing about the UFO entities is that the mechanism which is employed by them is always relevant to the witness's time context. In earlier times, they appeared and declared themselves to be elves or angels. Now they declare themselves very often to be euphonauts, men or women from other planets. The form in which the UFO construct appears and the symbology it employs are always timeless and somehow instantly recognizable at one level of the beholder's consciousness. Elves, fairies, and angels have been popular in all cultures and in all recorded time. The complete experience of any witness to UFO activity is quite probably part of a natural process whose actual purpose is so complex that our desperately throbbing human minds and brains cannot deal with it at this moment in time and space. It may be that the UFO mystery is primarily subjective and symbolic. There are, of course, objective aspects, but the basic mechanics seem to deal on the level of the unconscious mind. Perhaps the entire phenomenon is a way of programming the human mind to accept a greater and more meaningful physical contract of true physical beings in our very near future. What the UFO myth seems to be telling us over and over again is that humankind appears to be on the brink of catastrophe, because our evolved science and culture has denied us the capacity for belief in the magical and the wonderful. Our modern age has destroyed the mystical, non-rational elements which traditionally tied all of us to nature and to our fellow beings. Our modern construct has emphasized rationality to the exclusion of intuition, equation to the exclusion of dreams, male to the exclusion of female, and machine to the exclusion of mysteries. Those who claim to speak to the Space Brothers say that the UFO intelligences come from higher dimensions all around our own, but that they function on different vibratory levels, just as there are various radio frequencies operating simultaneously in our environment. We can attune ourselves to these higher dimensions through much the same manner as a radio receiver tunes into the frequencies of broadcasting stations. The UFO entities, therefore, travel on different frequencies according to their vibratory rate. I have suggested that some undeclared paraphysical opponents have engaged our species in what I have come to call the reality game. When we have apprehended the true significance of this contest, we will obtain such control of our life and our abilities that we will confront all aspects of existence with the same ease and freedom with which we would enter a game. I believe that this is a glorious way to approach life, truly reflective of our noble, star-seeded heritage. I believe that the UFO is here to serve humankind as a transformative symbol that will unite our entire species as one spiritual organism, functioning through members who, though separate in space, are yet one in being and belief. To suggest that the UFO is a symbol does not diminish its reality in an objective, physical sense. I have said again and again that the UFO may ultimately be more real than the transitory realities of computers, machines, associations, political parties, or political détentes. It may well be that it will be through the cosmic catharsis of dreams, visions, and inspirations that the UFO phenomenon will come to be the spiritual midwife that will bring about our true starbirth into the universe. Now I want you to begin to relax. I want you to begin to relax so that you may follow a creative visualization along with me. This is a technique that should work very well in creating the proper attitude for contact with a multidimensional being. It may enable you to actually simulate the contact experience. You may be able to obtain certain benefits and knowledge from the experience which will satisfy your desire to make an actual contact with UFO beings. An added advantage may be that while you are relaxing and preparing yourself in such a positive way, you will actually summon an entity to you while you are in a very light, altered state of consciousness. You may actually receive an interaction with such a being while your mental doors are open to receiving such visitors. I want you to begin now to relax. Begin to relax, just going into a very light state. On side B, you will go into a deep induction. Now you should be either sitting or lying down so that you may simply go into a light state of reverie. I want you to be either sitting or lying down, whichever position is the most comfortable for you. Be certain that your legs and arms remain uncrossed so that you do not shut off normal circulation during this experience. Relax. Relax yourself completely. Let every muscle relax. Feel them relaxing one by one. Feel the muscles relaxing from your toes up to the very top of your head. Visualize each of your muscles relaxing, and let your mind begin to drift and to float. Drift and to float. It's as if now that you're letting your body fall asleep while your mind remains aware. Just let your body relax. Let your body relax. Feel yourself going into a state of reverie. Nothing will disturb you. Nothing will remove the point of your concentration. Nothing will remove your focus from the sound of my voice. As I describe certain experiences, you will visualize yourself doing them. As I describe certain activities, you will visualize yourself performing them. You are just permitting yourself, with all your sovereignty, to enter a light state of trance, a very light state of altered consciousness, just enough so that you will be able to see sharply. You will be able to perceive more clearly the activities which I describe. Now I want you to visualize yourselves standing or sitting on a peaceful beach, a lonely country road, a mountain pass, whichever you prefer, in whichever environment you would feel more comfortable. You look up at the night sky, splashed with brilliant stars. You can see the sky from horizon to horizon. You feel in harmony with the earth and the sky. And as you are looking up at the stars, you begin to notice a particularly brilliant flashing star high over your head. And as you watch it, it seems to be moving toward you. It seems to be lowering itself to you. And now you see it's not a star at all. It is a beautifully glowing object. You feel no fear, only expectation. You feel secure in the love of the universe. You know that your guide is near to you and no negative entity can make contact with you. You feel unconditional love as the object with a sparkling, swirling light lowers itself near you. You know it is a vehicle that has come to take you to levels of higher consciousness. A door opens in the side of the vehicle, and you look inside, and you see that the interior is glowing with a beautiful purple-colored light. You know that it is safe, for it glows within with the purple light of the highest spiritual vibration. And beyond that is a golden light that you know is one of protection. You know that this golden light is of unconditional love from the very heart of the universe. You see someone coming to meet you. Someone coming to meet you from the interior of the vehicle. Someone coming to meet you from the very heart of the universe. And as you look inside, you see entities that you know have come from another world. Look at the size of the entities. See how they are dressed. Take careful notice of the shape of their bodies, their faces, their eyes, their mouths. See the way they move, the way they walk. See the way they hold their hands. Understand that they mean you no harm. Let them take you by the hand. Let them lead you within the light vehicle that is hovering above the earth. You feel love, pure, unconditional love all around you. You know that you are safe. You know that these beings are benevolent. You know that they have come from another planet, perhaps another universe. Step inside the vehicle. Become totally aware of the objects, the technology, the communication devices. Be aware of all that you see inside and know that you will be able to remember. As you move into the light vehicle, the spaceship that has moved through space and time to make contact with you, to make contact with planet Earth, you are aware of one entity that stands before you as the leader. Become totally aware of this leader from another planet. It may be a male entity, it may be a female entity. You are able to distinguish between the two. See the particular clothing, the shape of the body, the face, the eyes, the mouth of the leader. See the way he holds his hands, the way he moves his body. He indicates that you should be seated before him. You are being shown communication devices on the walls around you that indicate where this object has originated, where these beings have originated. You are understanding these things in terms that you can comprehend. You know from what planet, from which galaxy these beings have come. They are open and friendly to you. They have nothing but love for you. They are keeping nothing from you. They will answer any questions that you wish to ask. Experience your emotions as you sit before the leader of this extraterrestrial expedition to Earth. See the type of illumination that issues from the walls. Be aware of any aromas, any sounds, any signs of unusual movement or activity. There are unique statues and paintings that have been arranged around the spacecraft. These are statues and paintings which represent life on a faraway planet. Look at them. Remember them. The leader is now showing you what appears to be a great crystal that is supported on a golden tripod. As you lean forward to stare into the crystal, the leader of the extraterrestrial expedition tells you that you will now be permitted to see a meaningful vision of life on his planet. He tells you that you will now see all that you need to see at this moment for your good and your gaining. Your good and your gaining in your world on Earth. You will see all that is necessary for your present level of understanding. You will see a vision of his world that will be completely individualized for you in your particular needs in your world. He is making it possible for you to see that vision now. See it. A vision of his world. A vision of his world that is for your good and your gaining. A vision of his world that you will understand. A vision of his world for your particular needs in your world. See it now. See it unfold before you. Now you will be able to ask any question of the leader. Any question that you wish to know that will help you better to understand extraterrestrial life. How you might make effective contact with extraterrestrials. How you might better communicate with higher forms of intelligence. You may ask that question of the leader now, and you will hear and understand his answer now. How better to understand extraterrestrial life. How you might make effective contact with ETs. How you might better communicate with higher forms of intelligence. Hear and understand his answer. Hear and understand his answers now. Now the leader is telling you that it is time for you to return to your world. It is time to go back to the human reality. It is time to leave the light vehicle. It is time to leave the spaceship that came from another world. You will remember all that you need to know for your good and your gaining. And because of your experience with the ETs, you will be strengthened to face the challenges and the learning experiences of your life on Earth. Know this, that the more you share your visions and the teachings which you received from the ETs, the more your understanding of them will grow. You will now awaken, surrounded by light and by love, by pure, unconditional love. You will feel very, very good in mind and spirit. You will feel better than you have felt in weeks, in months, in years. You will awaken fully when this tape ends. You will awaken fully when the music ends. Side B of making contact with extraterrestrial or multidimensional intelligences. I want you to begin to relax and prepare yourself to go into a deep, deep sleep. I want you to assume an extremely comfortable position. I want you to be in a place where you will not be disturbed for at least 30 minutes. I want you to prepare yourself now mentally to go into a deep, deep sleep, to go deeper within than you have ever gone before. Begin to relax. Begin to let go. Begin to go deep, deep within, and listen to the sound of my voice. This is Brad Steiger, about to guide you to the outer reaches of your inner self, to the very parameters of the universe, to the fullest extent of your own human potential. And now imagine that you are lying on a blanket on a beautiful stretch of beach. You are lying in the sun or in the shade, whichever you prefer. And you are listening to the sounds of Mother Ocean, the rhythmic sound of the waves as they lap against the shore. You are listening to the same restful lullaby that Mother Ocean has been singing to men and to women for thousands and thousands of years. And you are listening to the faraway sound of a flute. And there's a stringed instrument there. Listen to the music, how peaceful it is, how restful it is, how it helps you to relax, how it helps you to become tranquil in your inner being. Listen to the sounds of Mother Ocean. Listen to the music and feel yourself relaxing. Listen to the sounds of the music. Listen to the sound of Mother Ocean. Listen to the sound of my voice that will guide you to explore the farthermost reaches of your inner self. And as you relax here in this beautiful place, you know that nothing will disturb you, nothing will distress you, nothing will molest you or bother you in any way. Even now you are becoming aware of a golden light of love, wisdom, and knowledge that is moving over you, protecting you from all harm, from all concerns, from all stresses, from all tensions. You know that you have nothing to fear. Nothing can harm you. If you should ever hear anything on this tape that will distress you in any way, you know that you have the ability to simply raise your right hand and to awaken. To raise your right hand and you will awaken. And as you listen to the sound of the ocean waves, the sound of the music, the sound of the flute, the stringed instrument, the sound of my voice, you feel all tension leaving your body. The sound of the waves helps you to become more and more relaxed, and the sound of the music helps you become more and more relaxed. And the sound of my voice helps you to become more and more relaxed. With every breath that you take, you find yourself becoming more and more relaxed. every breath that you take, you feel yourself going deeper and deeper asleep. You must permit your body to relax so that you may rise to higher states of consciousness. Your body must relax. Your body must sleep so that the real you may rise higher and higher to greater states of awareness. You are feeling a beautiful energy of tranquility, peace, and love entering your feet. And you feel every muscle in your feet relaxing, relaxing, relaxing. And that beautiful energy of tranquility, peace, and love moves up your legs, into your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs, and you feel every muscle in your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs, relaxing, relaxing, relaxing. And you hear the sound of the ocean waves, and you hear the sound of the flute, the sound of the strings, the sound of my voice, and you feel yourself relaxing, relaxing, relaxing. If you should hear any sound at all, a slamming door, a honking horn, a shouting voice, that sound will not disturb you. That sound will help you to relax even more. Any sound at all, any sound that you might hear will not disturb you in any way. In fact, any sound that you hear will only help you to be deeper and deeper and deeper asleep, more and more and more relaxed. Nothing will disturb you. Nothing will distress you in any way. And now that beautiful energy of tranquility, peace, and love is moving up to your hips, your stomach, your back. And you feel every muscle in your hips, your stomach, your back, relaxing, relaxing, relaxing. And with every breath that you take, you find that your body is becoming more and more relaxed. And with every sound of the waves, you find that your body is becoming more and more relaxed. With every note that you hear of the flute, every note that you hear of the strings, you feel yourself becoming more and more relaxed. And the sound of my voice is helping you to become more and more relaxed, more and more relaxed. Now the beautiful energy of tranquility, peace, and love enters your chest, your shoulders, your arms, even your fingers. And you feel every muscle in your chest, your shoulders, your arms, And with every breath that you take, you find that you are becoming more and more relaxed. Every part of your body is becoming free of tension. And with every sound of the ocean waves, you find that you are becoming more and more relaxed. Every part of your body is becoming free of tension. And with every sound of the music, you are becoming more and more relaxed. Every part of your body is becoming free of tension. And as you listen to the sound of my voice, you find that you are becoming more and more relaxed. Every part of your body is becoming free of tension. Now that beautiful energy of tranquility, peace, and love moves into your neck, your face, the very top of your head, and you feel every muscle in your neck, your face, and the very top of your head relaxing, relaxing, relaxing. Your body is now relaxing, but your mind, your true self, the real you, is very aware, and ready to explore deep, deep within yourself. You are now ready to explore deep, deep within yourself. Your body is now relaxed, completely and totally relaxed. But your mind, the real you, the true self, is very aware and ready to explore deep, deep within yourself. As your body lies now in a deep sleep, your mind, your essential self, is very much aware of a large globe. A large golden globe is moving toward you. You see it coming down toward you like a giant Christmas tree ornament, a golden round ornament moving toward you. Now you see that the ornament is beginning to fade away. As it touches the ground next to you, it fades away, and you see standing before you an intelligence that you know has come from another world, from another dimension. This may be an actual physical world, or it may be a non-physical plane of existence. Whichever it is, you know that this entity means you no harm. This entity has come in peace. This entity has come to express unconditional love toward you, and you feel a great sense of being loved unconditionally by this intelligence. You are encouraged to walk forward, to extend your hand, and to grasp the hand of this multidimensional or extraterrestrial being. Feel the touch of his hand upon yours, and feel the love that flows between you. Become totally aware of this entity. See the clothes that it is wearing. Do your best to identify the sex of this being. Is it male or female? Or is it somehow androgynous? Does it seem to be, rather than male or female, a kind of subtle mixture of the sexes? See the body, the face. Take careful notice of the eyes, the mouth, Look at the hands. Are the hands the same as yours? How tall is the being? What color is the being's skin? And what kind of skin does the being have? Is it rough? Is it furred? Is it feathered? Is it smooth? Or does it appear very much like your own? Notice all that you can of the being and become totally aware of this multidimensional or extraterrestrial being. Now, telepathically, the being is sending you images of his world. You are now seeing a city as it is on his planet or in his multidimensional world. Through the magic of this telepathy, you are visualizing yourself walking through the streets with your new friend. Become fully aware of the environment. What do you most notice about this city in this other physical or mental world? Are there other entities, such as the one walking at your side, moving about on the streets? What do you observe about the methods of transportation? What type of buildings do the entities live in? Are they clear? Are they transparent? Are they translucent? Or are they solid? Of what substance do they seem to be made, as you would understand the substance? What type of activity do the beings seem to be most engaged in as you walk through the streets of the city? And are you walking? Are you walking on a sidewalk, or are you somehow being levitated and moved along? Are you being carried in some way as you move through the city in this other world? Now you understand that you are approaching the home in which this entity lives. You have been invited to enter the private dwelling place of this entity from another world. Take a moment now to experience fully your emotions as you walk or move toward the home. Understand the expectations that you are feeling at this time. Are there plants that grow near this home? Are there animals moving near? Look at the animals, any animals that you might perceive. Be aware if there are any creatures that you would understand as birds or insects. Now you are entering your alien friend's home. Be aware of your inner thoughts and feelings. Notice how you enter the being's home. Is there a portal that opens? A door? Or do you simply, suddenly find yourself inside? The being gestures to you that you may be seated, and he hands you an object that you understand to be a glass. It is filled with liquid that you are to drink. You understand telepathically that it is your host's favorite beverage. Put it to your lips. Savor it gratefully. Taste the drink in your mouth. Be very aware of the taste. Be aware of any sensations that you might have as the liquid moves down your throat. Now the being is handing you a plate. On the plate, as you understand it, is the being's favorite food. Look at the utensil that he hands you. How closely does it resemble a fork or a spoon or maybe chopsticks? Place the food upon the utensil and place the food into your mouth. Savor the food. Taste it. Be aware of the texture. Chew the food if need be. Swallow it. And be aware of any sensations or any emotions that you may experience as you swallow the food. Now you are being shown something that you understand relates to a television set. It is a communications device. What do you see on the device? What do you hear coming from the instrument? What unique alien sights or sounds impress themselves upon your senses? The being points with pride at what you understand to be a library. How does the library represent itself? The being now indicates to you that he will permit you to ask any questions that you wish to know about him or his world. He listens carefully to your questions, and he indicates to you that he will very thoughtfully answer your questions and answer them truthfully. And he lets you understand that you will receive his answers telepathically. You will receive full understanding of his answers. You may, he indicates, ask any question you wish about their technology, their religion, their government, or the cultural structure of their world. He will answer all of your questions truthfully. Ask your questions now. Telepathically, you receive the answers. About their technology, their religion, their government, or the cultural structure of their world. What kind of replies is he giving you? What answers are you receiving? Be certain that you understand completely what he tells you. And now, what do you feel about what you have learned? Are you pleased or displeased with the answers? How do you feel now about this entity from another world? Do you feel positive or negative? The ET, or multidimensional being, is indicating that you may ask another question if you so desire. If you wish, ask him that question now. Receiving the answer telepathically. Being certain that you understand completely what he tells you. Now the entity is telling you that he must return you to your world, to your dimension. And as he is saying goodbye to you, he reaches in a drawer in the wall and brings forth an object. He tells you that it is a very special gift that he wishes to present to you. He wishes you to take the gift with you. Look at it. See what it is. Tell the entity how you feel about him, about his gift. And now say goodbye, for you must leave. And as you feel yourself moving through space, back to the present moment, back to the world of your reality, the reality in which you must live, focus your thoughts on the entity from the other physical or non-physical world. You remember his answers to your questions, and you pay special attention to the gift which he presented to you. Open your hands and look at the gift once again. Turn it over in your hands. Smell it. Feel it. Discover all that you can about the gift. What deep significance will this gift have for you? When you return to full consciousness, you will hold the images of this vision in your mind for as long as you can. It is important that you hold the thought form as long as possible so that you can impress that energy upon material plane substance. The images of life substance will open your desires so completely that they will soon condense into patterns that will help prepare you for future contact with extraterrestrial or multidimensional beings. At the count of 5, you will be fully awake. 1, coming awake. 2, coming more and more awake. 3, feeling very, very good and coming awake. 4, coming awake, feeling very good. 5, waking up with a big smile, feeling very, very good and very, very positive about your contact with an extraterrestrial or multidimensional being.